Thank you, Mr. Piramal, for joining us on Bloomberg Quint. Housing finance business, you already have a successful real estate network, real estate business. Why housing finance? Why not continue with the retail construction financing as a business group?
So the housing finance is just a natural extension of what we are doing in the construction finance business. And both are being, it's not that one at the expense of the other. I think in some ways they will be actually complementary and one adding synergistic benefits to the other. Why did we enter housing finance? I mean, like many people, I also had the feeling that housing finance is a very, very competitive space. There's lots of people in it. So what's going to be unique in us? Till we understood when we went into another level of detail that housing finance today, though it's a big demand in our country, there are only 10 companies which are having assets or the book size of 10,000 crores and above. And only 16 of them are 5,000 crores and above. And also, if you go to another level of detail, in these assets or these book size, people also include LAP, they also include some construction finance. So therefore, though there is a need, there are not that many large players. That was one thing. Second thing, we also realized that developers whom we have actually a very close relationship. We are today the second largest as far as book size in real estate financing is concerned. If you look at equity plus loans plus what we have sanctioned, it's almost it's 50,000 crores that's there on the book. So, and we have close relationships with more than 100 plus developers. And a lot of developers were also telling us that we've done so much in the real estate space, we ought to get into housing finance, because housing finance is not a B2C business, it's a B2B2C business. And that's the other thing that we realized. Third thing we realized is that the easiest way to enter into housing finance is through salaried loans to salaried people, but there's also an opportunity to get to the self-employed. And our understanding of self-employed was pretty good. It was the last 4 years we've been invested in SHRIRAM, so we know how to fund these people, how to assess the risk, how to get repayments and all. Also, being a new player, there's been so much of progress in technology. We could employ the latest technology, which incumbents would find difficult. And with technology comes the ease of doing business, if you would say, with customers. With technology also comes more transparency, trust. You'll be surprised that how many of us take housing loans and don't see what's in the hidden or what's in the small print. And actually the cost that we are paying is much more than what we think we are paying. And that's where the whole Piramal brand and the fact that we have people have trust in us, the fact that we will be transparent is another plus for that. So all this means we have strength.
So when you say, these hidden costs in the home loan agreements, are you trying to say that that's something that you will specifically counter, try and reduce or get rid of?
So we will not have those hidden costs. So we will be, you will pay what you see you will pay, and there's not going to be surprises which are unpleasant.
Fair enough, sir. You point out that there are only few people in the 10,000 crore, 5,000 crore bracket. Why is that? Is that a lack of will? Is there, the business isn't as simple as people thought it would be? Why do you think that is?
I think it's, people have did not think it's, or thought it was more simple than what it is. So that, I think, is the biggest reason. I think there's enough of a demand. But how do you, and for people to establish with established names, it's not easy for smaller people to establish. I think you need to have something unique that you can offer. Otherwise, the well-known names are what people would go to.
Sure. In terms of financing, what are some of the challenges in the housing finance space that you're seeing, and how do you intend to cover for them? How do you intend to counter them?
So in housing finance, obviously the challenges are in retail. It's a lot more detailed. I mean, these are small loans. These are people who will have a 20 lakh loan to a whatever, several crores, but it's not going to be large. So how is the detail? I think the operational excellence is absolutely essential in that. Assessment of risk, because we are not only talking about loans to salaried class people, which is relatively easier, but to the self-employed, how do you assess and the intention to pay? I think these are the challenges, and it's really the detail and detail and detail. That's what makes the difference, and it is. So how do we plan to meet these things? One is, as I said, our understanding of the business is good. That helps us. The fact that we have technology which we will use fully, the fact that we can use also data analytics, that's also what we are going to do. And just keeping really, execution focus, which we have done all throughout.
What about the delivery model at this point in time? How do you intend to get those customers? How do you intend to give loans to them?
The delivery model, we are beginning again with the B to B to C, and therefore the first delivery model is to see that that the developers whom we've had a good relationship, we get some preferential treatment, or let's say we are also there whenever they are doing their projects. And because we've actually funded these projects right from the beginning, the inception, we know that project probably better than most others are. So that's one way. We are getting feet on the ground, so there are people. We also have another unique thing in the DSAs. We have a group of people who are working with us today in our wholesale financing called BrickX. These are brokers who do broking and sell apartments to individuals. The reason why we had BrickX is not because of the brokerage income as much as for getting real-time, real data. These BrickX people have relationships with several agents and DSAs, almost 10,000 of them. We will bring that to bear as well. The advantage of this is that these are relationships with the DSAs over many years and over many other products. So therefore, to that extent, the stickiness of the loans will continue. So these are some of them.
All right, sir. To close this interaction, I just wanted to bring in something that has been in the news since this morning. There's been a major report that said some of the IDFC-SHRIRAM deal contours are being reworked. Now, I know that you've answered this question multiple times about why, what is it and what is the status. Just want to understand again from you, what is the purpose of the deal? At the end of it, do you think that the pace at which it is moving, you will achieve that purpose?
So the purpose of the deal is to see that how the SHRIRAM system, in SHRIRAM we have a lot of strengths. We are uniquely positioned to give to small, medium customers, individual customers, and in areas which are not usually accessible by other finance companies. So that is the strength. How do we preserve this over a period of time? That was the strength. And therefore, can we institutionalize it? Can we institutionalize the risk mechanism, the credit appraisals, and all that going in the long term? That was the reason for the deal with the IDFC. We are saying reworked here. Reworked in the sense there was just a framework announced. We had never finalized it. And even when we announced it in August, we had said that it will depend on what the RBI says. It depends on valuation. So we are there. We are still working out. We need to see that whatever construct we do, which is in the best interest of shareholders of SHRIRAM Group and the employees of SHRIRAM Group. That is my role, and that's what I will ensure.
You think you will be able to ensure it within the 90-day period?
Let's see, even if it's a delay. I mean, this is a lifetime. You don't do these things often. So if it's delayed, it's not important.
All right, Mr. Piramal, thank you so much for joining us on Bloomberg Quint, sir.